Hi, good evening. Can you hear me? Yes, yes. So now we'll start our session. Guys, in the last session, we discussed about the Django REST framework related some major points, some basic points we discussed today. Today, some more points we will discuss. Yes, Django REST framework. So here, what is Django? What is the Django REST framework? And next, what is the Django framework? It is Django framework. Yes, and next, is Django framework and the Django REST framework both are same or different? We need to understand. So, is Django framework and Django REST framework is both are okay. Django framework and Django REST framework both are same or not? This point we need to have knowledge. So first of all, Django framework different, guys. Django REST framework different. After learning the Python, people can learn the Django framework. After learning the Django framework, people can learn the Django REST framework. Django REST framework, guys. To developing the web applications, we are learning the Django framework, and later to developing the APIs for our Django project, guys. To developing the APIs for our Django project, we can use the Django REST framework. To developing the APIs, we can use different ways, guys. So using Django REST framework more easily, we can developing the APIs. So how we can developing the APIs more easily? So you will understanding. Just to check it, guys. And next here, Django framework contains some concepts. Those all concepts available in the Django REST framework also, guys. So the concepts which are available in the Django framework, those all concepts plus some additional concepts there, that is called the Django REST framework. So here Django related concepts there, and now here Django REST framework related concepts there. So in this Django REST framework, so we have some new modules, guys, and we have some new classes also. So some new classes. What are the classes are there? We will discuss clearly, and some new methods there, guys. So about these all methods we will discuss, guys. So in the Django, some commands there, guys. For example, start project command for creating the project name, and start app command for creating the application name, make migrations, guys. So for converting our model code into SQL code format, and the migrate command, taking the SQL code and executing in the database, and finally creating the database tables, and create super user, guys, command for creating the admin credentials related, and run server command for running the server, and the models code, guys, views code, forms code, like several concepts we discussed in the Django framework, guys. These all concepts we can use in this Django REST framework also, plus some additional concepts we are going to learn here, and using those concepts we are going to be developing the APIs, guys. APIs we are going to be developing. So using these Django framework related concepts, guys, if we want to developing one CRUD operation related application, so simply CRUD operation related application, guys, then more than 100 lines, code required, guys, using the Django, guys, simply using Django, to do the CRUD operation, creating, updating, reading, deleting related, more than 100 lines of code required. The same thing, same CRUD operation related, guys, using the DRF, using the Django REST framework. So less than 10 lines code, less than 10 lines code enough we can create. So using the Django REST framework, we are creating the APIs. Using those APIs, we can performing the CRUD operation on our application related database by writing the less than 10 lines of code, guys. Inside the views, these 10 lines nothing but belongs to business logics, guys. So here in the views.py, we can create more than 100 lines code to performing this CRUD operation related on our application related tables. So this is the one of the biggest advantage by using the Django REST framework. Less lines of code we are creating is less lines we are creating means within the less time we can create within the less time we can create, guys. And less lines code we are writing means readability increasing, complexity decreasing, and next within the less time we can developing means cost of the project saving, guys. Duration of the project saving, simply duration of the project reducing, cost of the project reducing, and performance of the application increasing, guys. Like several benefits there, guys, if we are creating the very less lines of code. How we can write very less lines of code to performing the CRUD operations using the Django REST framework means Django REST framework providing so many new modules, classes, and methods. Because of these all modules and classes and methods, we are able to write the less coding. For creating related, guys, so a lot of lines code required. These all lines code already created inside the Django REST framework. They given one class name for creating related, guys. And again for updating related one class given, for deleting related one class given, guys. And for getting related one class given, like to do all operations, guys. So separate predefined modules there, predefined classes there. Using those classes we can write very less lines of code. We will get all lines internally we are getting, guys. So this is the one of the biggest advantage of by using the Django REST framework. By using the Django REST framework, guys. Okay, remember that. And also, guys, Django REST framework reducing burden on the developers while creating the APIs. So APIs we can create using the pure Django also, guys. APIs we can create by using APIs we can create by using pure Django also, guys, by using the Django framework module, guys. Django framework related modules there, some modules there. Using those modules also we can do it. APIs we can create by using the Django framework related modules, guys. So using this module, if we want to developing, then more than 100 lines of code required, a lot of conversions required, guys. Lot of special methods required to performing these operations. For example, in our Django framework, we have serializers concept, guys. We have the serializers module. This module, guys, this module is providing. This module is providing serialized method. Serialized method, guys. Serialized method. Okay. So Django serializers module is providing one module called as serializers module. This serializers module is providing the serialized method, guys. Using the serialized method, we can do or we can create APIs, guys. So simply using the serialized method, we can do the conversion, guys. Database type data we can convert into JSON via the dictionary. So I have database, guys, here. Database data we are accessing and storing into somewhere called a query set object. And now this query set object we need to be converted into dictionary type data. This dictionary type data again we need to be converted into JSON. This JSON type data we can send it to the browser, guys, or to the another application, guys. So this is a communication direction, guys. So from the database, if in database, if having any data, by writing the ORM queries, guys, by writing here ORM queries. So in the Django, only people are getting about the ORM queries, object relational mapping queries, guys. So using the ORM queries, we are accessing the data from the database, storing into one variable is called query set. This query set object data we need to be converted into dictionary, and then we need to convert into JSON. Now this JSON data we can send to the browser or to the another application, guys, or to the another application. This process is called serialization, guys. This process is called serialization. Simply, what is serialization means? The process of converting the query set object data into dictionary and then dictionary type data into JSON is called serialization. The JSON data we can send to the partner application, nothing but another application or browser or Java or .NET, whatever, guys. Okay, reverse direction, guys. From the database, from the browser or from the another application or from the Postman tool, we are sending the data in the form of JSON. So that is JSON or not, we need to check it. This JSON data again we need to be converted into dictionary. This dictionary data we are converting into query set. This is we are going to store into database. So this process is called deserialization, and this process is called serialization, guys. Query set into dictionary, dictionary into JSON is called as serialization. JSON into dictionary, dictionary into query set is called as deserialization. We have a separate concept as serializers related. There we will discuss more clearly. So now simply, guys, in Django framework, using the serializers module, we can serializers module related serializer method we can use, and we can create the APIs. So to developing these kind of APIs, guys, using Django framework, more than 100 lines of code required. In this Django serializers module, user sending data, guys, is JSON or not, we need to check it. If it is JSON contains all the fields or not, we need to check it. If contains all the fields, then only we are saving into database. So like for this all purpose, guys, we are only writing the logics. Lot of lines of code we are writing. If user not sending the JSON type data, then JSON parser is sending the errors, guys. JSON parser sending the error. It means, so Python rules are you following or not is validating by Python interpreter. Same like a JSON interpreter is there, guys. JSON parser is there. That is validating are you sending JSON type data or not. Okay, na? So what is JSON type data? These all things I'll take. Just wait some time, guys. Just wait this some time. Okay, next. So here more than hundreds of lines required, I said. Later I will show you guys practically using the Django serializers module related concept and developing the APIs. And later those APIs from the other application we can test, then you will understanding. You will understanding, guys. So now by using the Django REST framework related serializers module, if we are developing the APIs with less lines of code, we can developing, guys. Simply here using this Django serializers, using this Django serializers module, guys. Using this Django serializers module, we can require or else we require to write more lines, guys. More lines of code. Using this Django serializers module, we require to write the more lines of code to design APIs, to design the APIs. But if we are using Django REST framework, DRF means Django REST framework, guys, remember. But if we are using Django REST framework, we can write very less lines of code. If we are using DRF, we can write the very less lines of code to developing APIs, guys. So why means Django REST framework providing so many predefined modules. I said using those modules you are going to be creating very less lines of code, guys. I'll show you slowly those all things. Just wait some time. Uh, DRF is providing so many predefined so many predefined modules, classes, and methods, guys. By using these all modules and classes, so we are required to write less lines of code, guys. We are required to write the less lines of code, and we can use ready-made code, guys. Ready-made code. We can use the ready-made code. This is the advantages of Django REST framework, guys. Clear that? This query set data converting into dictionary is something logics required, guys, in Django. This dictionary type data converting into JSON, again some logics required. This data sending to the browser, again method required, guys. Now from the browser we are sending the data in the form of JSON. That is JSON type or not we are checking manually by writing the lines of code. If not JSON, we are sending the response, failure response to the browser. If it is JSON, then we are converting into dictionary. So while converting into dictionary, guys, if any problem is there related to data, again sending to browser response. If successfully converting into dictionary, that is we are converting into query set. Using the save method, we are saving into the database. So for these all conversions related manually, we are writing the code, guys. Lot of lines code we are writing. So using Django REST framework, no need to write the logics. So query set data converting into dictionary and then converting into JSON. JSON type data converting into dictionary and then converting into query set is all are doing by Django REST framework automatically using the serializers concept, guys. Using the serializers concept. What is serializer? These all things we will discuss. Just wait some time. Okay. Now here, if we are using Django REST framework to developing our APIs, guys, we have so many advantages. Simply advantages, guys. Advantages of Django REST framework. Advantages of Django REST framework. Now we will discuss. So we have so many advantages, guys. So one is browsable API concept is there. Browsable API concept is there using the Django REST framework. But in Django, we don't have the browsable API concept. We don't have the browsable API concept, guys. It means, see here, this is a browser. From the browser, we are sending the request, creating related requests, guys. Create related request, create related URL I'm sending from the browser. Then create form is required, guys. Your last name related or else first name, last name, email related data I want to store into the database. So first name, last name, email related, and one submit button related, guys. One submit button. So like this form designing, guys. Like this form designing, we can enter the data, first name, last name, email, and then click the submit button. Then this is the browser, guys. From this browser, whenever we are sending using this form, then this data submitting to server. Yeah, server side logics there, guys. Server logics there. Server logics. So using the Python with the Django, we are writing, guys. Using the Django, we are writing the logics here. So now this data sending to the database. storing into the DB, guys. Storing into the database. Okay. After storing, we are getting confirmation. The confirmation we are sending back to the browser. Your data created successfully, like that. Clear, guys? So in Django, guys, for creating the data, create form required. For updating the data, update form required. For deleting, for accessing or displaying in the tabular format, these all things required UI technologies. Nothing but HTML, CSS is all knowledge required. Then only we are able to submit, create requests, update requests, delete requests. So from the browser, by default, get requests we can send, guys. Whenever sending the get request, we are getting the response, guys. If we want to create or update or delete, these three operations are required UI presentation, guys, using Django. But in the Django REST framework, we have a browsable API feature. It means after developing the Django project, guys, so here browser is there. Here browser is there. From the browser only, guys, from the browser only, all CRUD operations related, guys, all CRUD operations related requests we can send from the browser. By default, get requests we can send, guys. By default, get requests we can send. Get requests we can send from the browser. And if we want to send the post request, so somewhere like a post button is getting automatically post button, guys. So by sending this post button, you are getting, for example, here your last name related, your first name related, your email related, like a ready-made template design, guys. Ready-made HTML code designed. So simply, what is your first name, what is your last name, what is your email, entering, and then click the post button. Without writing HTML, CSS, bootstrap related presentation logics, guys. So that is called browsable API feature. Without writing this form related code, ready-made form we are getting, guys, here. Ready-made form we are getting related to our model fields. And if we want to update, we can do update using browser. If we want to delete also, we can delete using browser without developing any UI presentation, guys. That is called browsable API concept. This feature is provided by Django REST framework automatically. Then without writing any UI technology related code, from the browser only we can do testing APIs. Are you clear this one? That is the one reason, guys. One of the biggest advantage. If the browsable API concept not there, this browsable API concept is not there, then we need to install the some third-party tool called Postman tool, guys. So we need to be installed called Postman tool. In this Postman tool, so requested methods there here, requested URL is there, and you can click the send button. Then we are getting the response here, guys. The response here we are getting. Correct? So it's like a tool, guys, real-time tool. So I will introduce about this Postman, how downloading, how installing, how we are testing these all menus related, all the things. So after developing our APIs in the Django REST framework, we required Postman tool for testing as using Django. If we are developing APIs using Postman tool, possibility there for testing. But in the Django REST framework, without using this Postman tool, from this browsable API concept only, we can do testing. Clear that? If you guys want, then I'll show you that feature. Just wait. Click on the file, click on the recent create project. So somewhere this is for your senior batch I created, guys. For your senior batch I created. Recently only I closed one batch. I completed one batch. I'm running this server with 2233. Yes, now here, so API slash student slash there guys. So I'm going to send the students. Then this is a Django related guys. Django related CRUD operation project. This one, creating, updating, reading, deleting, like all the operations. We can do it guys, whatever we want. Create related, delete related, clicking cancel like this coming. And now this same API, same URL. So one more thing here you can see API slash there. This is called the browsable API concept. And if I'm clicking here, all available records we are getting. So here, what are the records there? These all we are getting here, guys. And now, if I want to create a new record, see here, ready-made templates we are getting. S name, student mark, student address, student mobile number we can enter, and then we can click the create button. So in Django, guys, if we are writing these all presentation logics using HTML, CSS, Bootstrap, like these all things we designed this form, guys. Then only users will enter the fields data and then trying to click the create but trying to submitting guys. Then these all fields data taking in the backend side. So we need to write these all lines of code. See, for example, for creating related, so these all lines of logics required guys for creating related. So without writing these all lines of logics guys, just simply one predefined class name we are using in the Django REST framework, the single class will do this entire creation related logics. Okay, now? Now here HTML code also not required to design automatically. This REST API only providing. Just we can enter data and we can submit. Then the data is going to be creating as. Are you understanding that? So for example, I will use the student name like Pranab Kumar or something else. So marks 88 marks got it, and he belongs to Delhi, and mobile number like something again guys, and then click the post button. See, Pranab record created, 201 created. This is called status code. I will tell about this one. 201 created. We got it. From clicking this get button, see all available records we are getting. Pranab record also there. Pranab record. So this is Django guys. This is the Django. See here Pranab record not there, money record there last. If I'm repressing or re-request sending, then say request if re-sending Pranab record also we got it. So using the Django with this UI presentation, we can interact into application related database, can add data using this REST API also. This is called REST API guys. Using this REST API also we can interact to our application related database tables and we can create it. Understanding? And if we want to do update guys, then so we can send the ID based request. If that is available, then you are getting. By default from the browser we can get data. If you want, you can update guys here. Existing data is there, and by clicking this put button we can update it. By clicking this delete button we can delete it. Are you sure you want to delete? No, then click the cancel button. So this is called browsable API guys. Using the Django REST framework we are getting, and we can test our APIs more easily. If you are using the pure Django, this browsable API concept we are not getting, then we need to download a Postman tool, third-party Postman tool. Using that Postman tool, we can test our APIs. We can test our APIs, guys. Now this API can use by Java person, guys. In the Java application, this API we can use, and we can send the request. Then this all information getting by Java people. But instead of REST API related URL guys, if sending the Django URL request, they're not getting from Java application or from the partner application. We are unable to send the request related to Django. So we required REST APIs URLs for sending the request from other application. Are you understanding? Okay. Now see guys, in Django, These all lines are required. This is for getting all related. This is for creating all lines, creating new record. This is for getting single record, and this is for updating record related, guys. Updating record related. And next, this one is deleting related, guys. Deleting related. Okay. So these all lines of code required in Django, but in the REST API, guys, just these 3 lines code enough. Just these 3 lines code enough. Here's some lines we are importing. That's it. These lines code can do all CRUD operation, guys. Can do the all the CRUD operation. Clear, guys? Later, you people will get it. How to creating those less lines of code. Just one small example explained here. With all lines of code we can create manually. Before this, we are writing different lines of code, guys. One by one, what is the problem there? How we are overcoming? For example, concept 1 is there. Using this 100 lines we are writing, 100 lines. Here some problems we are facing. And then one more concept we are going to use. So compared to these 100 lines here, for example, 60 lines code we created. Here some benefits we have, some drawbacks also we have. Then one more concept we are using. So here 30 lines of code we are going to use. So here also some problems there and some benefits there. What are problems? What are benefits? Like we are discussing. So when we are writing the final code is less than 10 lines of code we are writing. So that is the Django REST framework related advantage. I hope you are following about the browsable API. So no need of UI technology code. Directly we can design APIs and we can do all CRUD operations. Next, one more benefit is using the Django REST framework. Less lines of code. Less lines of code we are writing. Less lines of code we are writing as. So less lines of code we are writing means obviously within the less time we can write, guys. So see here, by taking this point, a lot of points we can build up. Or else, because of the browsable API, we are not writing UI code, HTML code. HTML code we are not writing means obviously less lines of code only we are writing. Less lines of code we are writing means here, a lot of points we can build it, guys. Less lines code we are writing, or else because of this browsable API feature only, we can get these all points. Okay, so less lines code we are writing within the less time, guys. Within the less time we can develop. Within the less time, with the less cost we can develop the application, guys. Simply within the less time we can design the APIs. With the less cost we can design the APIs. By writing the less lines of code we can design the APIs. That is the use of Django REST framework, guys. So within the less time with the less lines of code with less cost, if we are developing, so it means obviously performance of the API is increasing, guys. So simply increasing API performance, guys. Increasing the API performance. Increasing the API performance, guys. Let's just please wait 1 minute. Yes, guys. Sorry for disturbance. So here, like several benefits there, guys, using the Django REST framework, and more important one, reducing, guys, reducing lots of burden, guys, lot of burden, reducing lot of burden on developers guys, reducing the lot of burden on the developers. So when we are creating the APIs guys, so developers easily can create the APIs using the Django REST framework. I means no need to write the more lines of code, no need to write the UI technology related code. Within the less time can write. So and the API performance increasing. There's several benefits there obviously, burden reducing guys. So by using predefined classes, writing the less lines of code, obviously burden reducing on the developers. These all things you will understand in the coming days slowly. These all points related. Just one example only explained here. Using Django, these all kind of lines of code required to write. See here, lot of lines code we created using Django. The same thing using the Django REST framework. So we are writing like just these 6 lines of code. That is the advantage of Django REST framework. How to writing you will understanding slowly. If you want, you can consider guys each point is like one each one is like 1 point. Just because of the browsable API only, we are getting these all benefits. Next guys, Django REST framework by default comes with built-in serializers concept guys. Built-in serializers concept. This is also one of the biggest advantage of by Django REST framework. So here I said here right now, it is what is the use of these built-in serializers? Built-in means by default, along with the Django REST framework, we are getting. Whenever we are downloading and installing this Django REST framework, in this REST framework only you are getting serializers concept, guys. So what is the use of the serializers means? Query set type data converting into dictionary. That is the use of the serializers class, guys. By using the serializers classes, we can do query set data into dictionary and dictionary data into JSON. These all things are done by serializers, guys. And next guys, this JSON type data into dictionary, this dictionary type into query set are converting by the serializers class only. Serializers class only, guys. Okay, query set into JSON via the dictionary, JSON into query set via the dictionary. We can convert using the serializers concept. So no need of writing more lines of code using the predefined serializers. Using pure Django gets more lines of code required to do this all conversion. But in the Django REST framework related serializers classes, if we are using, directly we can do the conversion. So that is one of the biggest advantage by using serializers. So here, what is serialization? What is the deserialization? Questions important is what is serialization and what is deserialization? So serialization means this process, guys. The process of accessing the query set objects, guys. The process of converting, the query set objects into dictionary, dictionary type objects into JSON, and sending this JSON to the browser is called serialization. Simply, from the database we are getting data, and now this is we are converting into dictionary, and this dictionary data we are converting into JSON. Now this JSON data we are sending to the browser or to the another application is called serialization, guys. This reverse process, guys. From the browser or from the another application we are sending the data, that is in the form of JSON we are sending, that is we are converting into dictionary. This dictionary data we are converting into query set. This query set data we are storing into database is called as deserialization. Are you clear this one? So simply from database to browser sending data is called serialization. From the browser to database sending the data is called the deserialization process. Okay guys, now here one point remember, in the database we have the number of records related data. In the database we have number of records related data, guys. Okay, so now from this database In this database we can do different operations, guys. So for example, getting all records, next getting all, getting single one, simply get operation. Next creating new record, guys. Creating new record, updating existing record, guys. Updating existing record, and deleting existing record. Like these kind of operations we can do majorly in this database, guys. Out of these all operations, only at the time of getting only this database is not affected, guys. Whenever we are sending the get request, here browser is there. So from the browser, if I'm sending the get request, then simply we are getting the response. Database is not getting any changes, just accessing the data. This is only using get operations we can do, getting related only do. So if we want to create a new record, guys, from this browser we are sending the new data that is going to store into the database. Then obviously, if new record is creating, database is affecting, guys, changing, database changes coming. And at the time of updating, guys, existing record, this one I'm updating, database changes coming. When we are deleting, guys, so particular record is going to be deleting, then obviously changes will come in the database. So whatever the operations we are performing on the database tables, guys, if database table getting any changes, those operations are called deserialization. So for creating, for updating, for deleting, so from the browser only we are sending the request. Okay, along with input, guys, so that is we are deleting or updating or creating. So for these three operations, our database getting changes, guys. So whenever we are performing some operations, then using those operations, guys, database is getting affected. Those operations are called deserialization related. Okay, those process, that process is called deserialization. And whenever we are trying to access, if database is not getting any effect, that is called serialization. Remember, guys, so only get operation is nothing but serialization, remaining all operations nothing but deserialization. So this process, this question important, remember it. Come on, are you understanding, guys? Serialization related, we have a separate concept for the serializers. There I will explain more clearly. This is just I'm giving advantages of Django REST framework only. And next, one more thing, third one, guys, built-in security, guys, built-in security, classes, providing Django REST framework by default comes with built-in security classes, guys. By default coming with built-in security classes to providing the security to our APIs. To providing the security to our APIs, guys. It means after developing APIs, guys, here a database having some data. So browser is there. I have some APIs. So I have one delete API, guys. Using the delete API, guys, I'm sending the request to this database. I'm going to delete these all records, for example. Then my database is getting affected, guys. So my API using by other people, guys, they can send the request, they can get the response, deleting all records and getting the response here. Successfully deleted all the records like that. So if I'm not providing the security to my API, guys, my API can use by any people and they will send the request and they will get the response. Finally, our database data is not getting security. So to providing the security to our APIs, Django REST framework providing so many built-in classes, guys. So many built-in classes. So because of these built-in classes, guys, our APIs getting security. And who can use our APIs, who cannot use, what can do using our APIs, what cannot do. These all things we can controlling by using the built-in security classes, guys. So later coming days I will show you. I will create API, and this API, if sending some people by login, some people if sending this API, possible they are able to use this API. Some people unable to use this API. Who can able, who cannot able, what can do, what cannot do. With all things using the security classes, we can do it. So Django REST framework providing so many built-in classes. For example, basic authentication, session authentication, token authentication, providing guys. This is one of the biggest advantage by Django REST framework. Token authentication. So token means it's like a random alphanumeric string, guys. It's like a random alphanumeric string. So always, whenever we are sending the request, along with our request, we can send this token also, guys, for security reason, for the security purpose, guys. Is this clear? Coming days, I will show you guys. For interviews also, this is more important one. What is token authentication? How to creating token authentication? What is the use of this? And what are the predefined views there for token authentication related? What is authentication? What is authorization? Like several questions you are getting on the security related. So later, 1 week time, we are discussing about the security related only, guys. So just wait. Now, another one is after the built-in security classes, guys, we have so many, guys. For example, basic authentication, session authentication, token authentication, JWT authentication. Okay, like several things there. Coming days, you will understand. Now, next another one is after the security classes, guys. Django REST framework, guys. By default, coming with huge modules, guys. So many predefined modules there. DRF comes with huge modules, guys, or more modules. DRF comes with more modules. By using these modules, we can write the very less lines of code. So these all modules having the classes, those classes having the some predefined logics, guys. Just we are going to use those classes and we will get the those predefined logics related behavior. So that is also one of the biggest advantage by Django REST framework. So Django REST framework coming with some predefined modules, yes, coming with some predefined modules. For example, for example, for example, so we have a generics module, guys. We have a generics module. We have a mixins module, guys. Mixins module. Okay. Generics module, mixins module, several modules there. So using here, where each module is providing several classes, guys. So what are the classes there? How we are importing each class behavior is what? Like these all things we will discuss, guys. Okay. So simply using the predefined modules, guys. So we are getting the some predefined classes. Using those classes, we are not writing the lines of code, more lines of code. Very few lines of code we are writing. That is one of the biggest advantages by using Django REST framework. And the next, guys, so use a community there, guys. Active community is there, guys. Use active community. Active community is there, guys. So community means when we are developing the REST API related projects, guys. So sometimes we are getting the problems. Our problem related solutions we are looking, guys, in the internet. So many forums there, guys. There are a lot of people are active people there. So those people are sharing the solutions for our problem related. For example, best forum is called Stack Overflow site. Stack Overflow site is there. So there more users there, guys, registered users, they are providing the solutions for some kind of problems, guys. So sometimes we are getting problem about that problem. If we are looking into the Stack Overflow site, there we will get the solution. Whenever we are getting this kind of problem, so we need to do like this solution providing, guys. So that is also one of the advantage by using the Django REST framework. Huge active community there, so where we can get the solutions for our problems. So many forums there guys. Best example is Stack Overflow site. So okay, you can remember guys these things, major points. So here on a lot of points you are getting guys because of these all regions guys. Because of these all regions, so we can get we can create the APIs more easily, and because of these all regions, Django REST framework is getting more demanding nowadays guys. So here so many predefined decorators there guys. Using those decorators we can get our code more secure guys. So predefined predefined decorators there guys. Predefined decorators available. Just we are going to use those decorators. We can get the lot of behaviors guys. So like several regions there guys. That's why Django REST framework is getting demanding. Is this clear up to this? Okay, next. Here, what is a API? What is a REST API? How to create in the REST APIs? Like basic terminologies we need to get, guys. So before that, some more points there about HTTP methods, guys. About the HTTP methods. So in the database, we have the records, guys. This kind of records we have in the database. HTTP means hypertext transfer protocol, guys. Hypertext transfer protocol. Using the HTTP methods only, we are sending the request and we are getting the response, guys. Sending the request, getting the response using the HTTP protocol. So I'll give you that. HTTP methods, guys. We have the so many methods. For example, get method we have, post method we have, put method we have, and delete method we have, guys. So these are the HTTP methods, guys. So using the get method, we can send the get request. Using the post method, we can send the post request, means create request. Using the put method, we can send the update request. Using the delete method, we can send the delete request, guys. Okay. So here, so in the database, guys, read operation we can do, read related operation, and the database, guys, create related operations we can do, and can do update related operations, and we can do delete related operations. So that's why we are calling CRUD operations, guys. Creating, reading, updating, deleting. CRUD, CRUD operation. Creating, updating, reading, deleting, guys. HTTP methods having relation with these CRUD operation commands, guys. So CRUD operation command means CURD, creating, updating, reading, deleting, guys. Creating, updating, reading, deleting. So for doing these CRUD operations, these are the HTTP methods there, guys. So in our Django REST framework, always we are going to use these HTTP methods, and we can performing these operations, guys. These operations. As a programming developer, always we can send the request in the form of HTTP methods only, guys. These requests, how we are sending, how we are getting the responses. So you people will get slowly. Up to this one material I will share, guys. So the people who want to interested to learn this course, guys. So people, you can make it your registration. Yes, yes. So hypertext protocol from the browser, always we are sending the HTTP related request. So HTTP request we are sending, HTTP response we are getting as from the browser whenever we are sending. So this is the URL, guys. This URL, if we are copying here, check it here. So HTTP like we are getting automatically. So in this HTTP guys, so we have the HTTP methods. So now here I sent this URL. I sent this URL guys from the browser. Example you can send here. Yes, I sent this URL. I got this response. So it means in this URL only guys. In this URL only we have that information. In this HTTP guys, what we want to do, I want to get the data. So in this HTTP we have the request guys, request module. In this we have the method. We have the method. In this method is get or not checking guys. In this HTTP module, by default get method is there. So requested method is get, means getting related logics we are writing. And whenever we are sending here, whenever we are clicking the post button guys, then request dot method is post there guys. If request dot method double equals to post like that. If it is post, then post related logics we are writing. To store the data into database, logics we are writing guys. Clear that? These all informations are available in the HTTP module only. So when we are sending the request, we are getting the response, and the request is sending from which client, these all things understanding by the server guys. For that we are going to creating these sessions, all the things slowly you will understand. So nothing but in this HTTP guys, the requested method is get or post or put or delete, checking related all the logics are there. That we can send the request, we can get the response. Whatever the request we are sending, same kind of response we are getting. So later we will discuss more guys. Every day we are discussing these methods. How sending requests, how we are getting response, how we can use that response, like these all things we are getting. So now guys, finally our intention is using Django REST framework. Here one application is there, here one application is there. From one application we can send the request, we can get the response. To do this communication we require one interface that is called API, REST API guys. So APIs, different types of APIs there, REST APIs, SOAP APIs. In the next session, I will take care, guys. What is API? What is REST API? What is SOAP API? And why SOAP-based APIs not getting demanding nowadays? Why RESTful-based APIs getting demanding? Why JSON getting demanding nowadays? Why XML not getting demanding nowadays? These all points you will understanding in the tomorrow session. We also having tomorrow also class guys, so please attend, then you will understanding actual concept of the REST API. Once completing these things guys, tomorrow concept, then directly I will show you the installation, how Django REST framework installing, how we are integrating to Django, and how together we are developing Django with REST API. These all things I will take care. Yes guys, so we can also make it HTTPS. HTTPS related means security related. For that we need to be follow the some networking related logics. When we are releasing to public in the servers, people will create the HTTPS related. Yeah. So I'll stop now this recording. If you are having any queries, let me know. Already I told you guys at 9:30 I have the another session, and you people want to join, then please make it your registration as soon as possible. Tomorrow we have class guys, for you, for your senior not having class. So once completing tomorrow's session, then total overview you will understanding about the REST API. Tomorrow some diagrams also I will show you guys, ready-made diagrams. So then by seeing those diagrams you will understanding why this REST API is getting demanding nowadays. And I'm sure guys, in your resume, if you are adding the REST API, then you will get it more interview calls. Usually you can crack the jobs.